All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 on March 12th, 2020, and kind of a cool day actually. Today was only seasonal. It was only a seasonal day. Uh, we weren't actually below normal, although it felt kind of chilly. Now we have some showers moving in. This is with a warm front that's going to be moving into the area, and then a cold front behind it. Let's look at some of the current conditions across the area. You can see, look at all these. Oh boy, we got tons of severe. What are these severe warnings here? It looks like we got some flood warnings, tornado, severe thunderstorms, flash flood warnings, tornado watches in effect, some severe thunderstorms. So it looks like a whole bunch of severe weather outbreaking across the country because we have some really warm air that is in this area. And we're going to look at that right now. So, again, the climate is absolutely crazy. I'm experiencing allergies already. So, it can make you sick as it is. Obviously, if I cough, I'm not gonna. If I do develop a cough from it, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna have to limit myself and not be around people if I do develop a cough from it, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, the flowers blooming. I have pictures. I'm not gonna put them up now, but it's crazy. Trees are budding. I've seen a couple of cherry blossoms. But as far as today goes, we're closer to normal with temperatures in the mid 40s across the island. But the warmer air, and it looks like we got 40s over in New Jersey, but there's warmer air off to the west, and you can see if we go over here, you will see much warmer air. It's going to come into the picture. You start seeing some 60s. We go into the area where that severe weather is. We definitely have temperatures in the 60s, and maybe even some 70s, some really high dew points, and some high wind gusts too. 35-mile-an-hour gusts. There's a lot of energy in the air, and that's also contributing to all the severe weather. We will look at a larger look at the radar right now. Actually, let me go to the weather radar here, the larger weather radar, so you can take a look at all the activity. It'll probably take a couple of minutes to load here, but we're going to be in for some stormy weather for the and tomorrow's the Friday the 13th. If that isn't bad enough, so we're going to be in for some stormy weather, and we have some coastal flood advisories in effect as well. We have coastal flood statements, coastal flood advisories, because we're going to have some strong east to southeast winds that could cause some flooding as well. And it looks like we have gale warning in effect for our offshore waters too for this as well. Let's see if that radar is loaded yet. All right, looks like we have it. So you see a little bit of shower activity here, but take a look at this. Look at all these thunderstorms over here. This is what's going to be heading our way. This complex here is going to be heading our way tonight. Into late tonight into tomorrow morning, and this looks like there's some pretty bad storms in here, and that's why there's some tornado warnings in there. I don't know if tornado warnings. It looked like there were a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings in there as well. If we were to go to the weather service here, and I'll just take a look and see if they do have tornado warnings. So let me go to Louisville. Louisville, Kentucky. That seems to be the area that's getting hit hard. So let's see what we got going on here. We'll go to the actual weather service at Louisville, Kentucky. So it looks like we have flash flood warning, severe thunderstorm warning, and a tornado watch in effect for this area, which is getting hit very hard. And of course, they canceled the classes because they're canceling all these gatherings due to the coronavirus. Obviously, maybe a sensible thing to do, but I'm a little concerned about it. I think maybe instead of just canceling them, they should tell people if you're vulnerable, don't go. But they're not doing that. They're just canceling it. They're not giving you the choice. They're making the choice for you. That's not something the government should be doing in this situation. But that's another video that I did before. Let's get back to how this is going to affect our area as far as this goes. So we're going to be looking at the models here. We'll go to start with the GFS. Look at the North American view, and there's no sign of winter coming back anytime soon. By the way, it's over. It's over. You want winter, you're gonna have to wait for next year. Yeah, and the pattern looks kind of crappy. You can see we're in the zonal pattern. Yes, there's a original Alaskan, a little trough over here, but we're in this zonal pattern, and you can see just that weak flat trough there. And look at this. We have the zonal pattern all into next week. Just look at that west to east flow, literally fire hose right across the whole country there. Which means no cold air, and it's probably going to be junky. So we're not even going to get clear skies. So you can see that zonal flow right there. It means one system after another, and no clear skies, which sucks. Um, and this is into next week, Wednesday. Look at that big ridge again. It's going to warm up big time next week. And then maybe a little trough may try to get going around the 26th, but that's over 10 days away, and we know the way the models are that far out. You can't you can't even count on it. Let's see what the Euro looks upper air looks like as well. It'll probably be more or less the same deal here. Here's that zonal flow again, just west to east zonal. This is bad. This is bad. All the cold air is locked up in Greenland and eastern Canada. So now you have this huge ridge in Alaska, so it's going to get very warm in Alaska. But it hasn't. The cold air is literally in Greenland, eastern Canada, and the other side of the globe. There's nothing here. It's over, folks. There's not going to be winter this year. It's done. We don't have a winter this year. We got to hope next year we'll have a winter. But this year, it's not happening. So let's go to the surface. We'll go back to the GFS here, and we'll take a look at the surface. So as we head into the 13th, you'll see there's that heavy. We're going to get a good batch of heavy rain with this front. Strong low goes up past the lakes into Canada. You know the deal. We get this high that's going to try to build down for us Saturday, but you can see it's the center of it's way up in Canada. We're just getting this little ridge, and then you have the next system already approaching from the plain Saturday afternoon, which is going to spill up the cirrus. So I don't think we're going to have a clear day Saturday. Sunday, the system's to our south. Our best chance for a clear day might be later Sunday into Monday with that high, but that just slides right off. Next system comes. Similar deal with the high on Wednesday, passing to the north, and the next system comes, and yeah, it's just a crap pattern. I mean, of course, toward the end of the period it looks good, but that's always navigating. You know that's not going to happen. So let's take a first and foremost look at the models and see how they're going to handle this precipitation event that will be heading our way for tomorrow. So see a little light rain tonight, and then tomorrow, boy, it looks like we're going to get clocked around 8 o'clock, right in the middle of the rush hour, with some really heavy rain, maybe even some thunderstorms with this front, and then it clears on out. And then it's dry Saturday, and we have this weak system passing to the south late Saturday night into Sunday. Shouldn't be too much trouble, but boy, we are going to get hit hard Friday for sure. Let's see how much rain the NAM gives on the total accumulated precip here. We could give a lot of rain with that. Yeah, we could see an inch of rain, so it could be some flash flooding, thunderstorms likely. And the reason why is because there's a lot of humidity with this. If we were to look at the dew point, which we're going to look at right now on the NAM, you will see this humidity coming up. Look at this tongue of humid air. We're talking dew points close to maybe 60 degrees, perhaps. Over New Jersey and even parts of Long Island. It's going to get quite warm too as well. And then the front comes through, and then we see that wind shift. But the cold air is going to lag. See the dry air moving in for Saturday and Sunday there. But the cold air is going to lag behind it. So we'll look at the temperatures on the GFS. Let's go to the GFS right now. And we'll be looking at the temperatures now on the GFS to show you how warm it's going to get. So here, see, look at that warm air. It's going to come up. Look at that. So it's going to be into the, look at that, close. The GFS says Jersey's going to hit 70. We may wind up hitting 70. You know, if you're not sick from this virus, you're going to feel sick tomorrow. In these temperature swings, usually when this weather happens, I always wind up catching a cold. So, you know, but if you catch a cold, best if you catch a cold, try to avoid contact with others. Try to stay inside. Or if you have to go out, try to keep your distance from others because it might not be a cold. Just to be safe. But anyway, so 70 degrees in New Jersey. Tomorrow could wind up being quite brutal. We may break a couple of records tomorrow with that heat tongue. Temperatures finally drop. Saturday we're still above normal in the low 50s. Sunday we cool down a little more into the mid 40s. And then Monday could be quite chilly, but it might be overcast. Might be a lot of clouds around that day. And here comes the warmth again, getting ready to hit us next week. Yeah, here's Friday. Look at that. So it's just horrible. The pattern is horrible, and that I believe has contributed to this virus too. The fact that we haven't had that really cold weather, you know, it definitely seems to contribute to it. In my opinion, it does. So let's go and look at the GFS as far as the precipitation goes. Because, like I said, we've got quite a storm that's going to be coming. So let's look at that precipitation here. Here we go. So here is the rain that's going to be coming. Pretty heavy rain too with this. And let's see how much rain the GFS gives us here. Total accumulated precip. A little less, but you could expect an inch of rain, depending on where these showers and thunderstorms set up. Obviously you have the humidity, you have the warmth, you have the triggers, you have the front. So there could be some pretty strong thunderstorms. I will want to look at the Cape. That's another model, another site I'll have to use for that. Let's go look at the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm curious as to the NAM 3 kilometer look like. This is the higher resolution NAM. And again, this is the 18Z NAM. So let's take a look and see what that looks like here with this. So this is a close look at what the radar interpretation would be at this time. And look at those reds. We could get nailed 6, 7, 8 o'clock from west to east. These look like some pretty heavy cells that we're going to have to watch out for. And then it finally moves out of the area by the afternoon. But wow, that looks pretty bad. I got to admit, that looks bad. That does look bad. Let's look at a couple of the other models. Let's look at the ICON. This is like a little lower resolution, but let's see. It has the general same idea there with that front. Let's go and look at the HDRPS as well. This is the other more experimental model. It's also showing that convection. It shows it up a little more to the south, but that's close enough to concern me for sure. That's definitely close enough to concern me. The other thing is we're going to have some high winds. Nothing terrible, but combined with the storms, it's going to suck. So now that we're through with that, let's see if we ever do get any clear days. Friday, obviously not. Here we go with Saturday. So we try to clear it out, but the cirrus is already in our doorstep. GFS says not a chance. We're going to have lots of cirrus around. No clear sky. And then for Sunday, plenty of clouds. Maybe they try to get suppressed, but it's really not until much later in the day. Here's Monday. Monday we might luck out. Monday. That would be the only day we might luck out on there, and then that's it. And then maybe Wednesday on the 18th we might luck out. But who knows if we're going to be able to get to the Pine Barrens if they shut things down. Well, I'll find a way. Nobody's keeping me from the Pine Barrens. Unless I'm sick, of course. Then I stay in. But let's go and take a look at the... and I do anyway if I'm not feeling well. I mean, it's not a good idea, period, to force yourself to go hiking when you're not feeling well. Let's look at the NAM and see what the NAM has for Saturday. So try to suppress the cirrus. We start off clear, and the NAM maybe gives us a little more time before it rolls in the afternoon. We'll have to see exactly what happens with that. I'm not too confident on a clear day Saturday. Maybe in the morning, maybe, but I'm not too confident, and the NAM doesn't go any further than that as far as that goes. Okay, speaking of other models, this is the one I want to look at, the Ventus Sky. The Ventus Sky is another. Now this uses some other model. I don't know. It says automatic HRRR, but I want to look at this for the Cape. This tells us how much instability there is in the air. So we're in 312. We have to change that to tomorrow, Friday, and we have to put that in around 6 o'clock. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is the Cape at it's the Cape at 8 o'clock. So it doesn't have too much Cape, but you can see. Look at those winds, the way they're moving. So this model might underestimate it. Let's see. There's thunderstorms. There's a Cape index. There's a wind shear index. That's high. There's a lot of wind shear. So the thunderstorms that develop could have strong winds, and you see this kind of environment here. Let's go to windy.com, and we will look at the wind conditions here as far as the wind gusts that we might see overnight to tomorrow. So again, this uses the Euro. That's what I have it set to anyway. Let's see what kind of winds we're going to be dealing with. It's not too bad. 3 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. it starts getting bad. You start seeing that LLJ, winds gusting to near 40. And, of course, in the storms, the winds could be higher. Oh, and look at what happens by 11 a.m. We could have some gusts to 50 in the LLJ right ahead of the front. LLJ meaning a low-level jet. And then we have strong west winds behind the front. So that is definitely a concern. So we will be dealing with some winds tomorrow. Maybe gusts to 40 to 50, some widely scattered power outages. Though we had a power outage in Mineola today that knocked out a good part of the central part of Mineola. I don't know if they were doing work or whatnot, but probably just work related. Somebody said it was though they're just doing work, but they should tell people before. It might be related to the Long Island Railroad third track. But look at the sustained winds. The sustained winds, they don't look too bad. So it's mainly the gusts that you're gonna have to watch out for tomorrow, 40 to 50 miles an hour. And let's see how this deals with the temperature, because, oh yeah. So, you see, once the wind goes to the west, boy, we're going to be dealing with temperatures in the mid-60s and maybe even 70. This isn't quite as hot as the other model that we were looking at, the GFS. Well, actually it is. I spoke too soon. This is 1 p.m. Jersey's dying in the 70s. Long Island is in the 60s, but with that, you can see that wind flow going over to the west. So once the LJ passes and the wind flow goes to the west, it's going to be like a burst of warm air. Let's see if that's going to be combined with high dew points as well. No, the dew points will be dropping once that goes through. But right with that LLJ, you're going to have some humid air too. You might need to put the air conditioner on. I wouldn't be surprised. We have some dew points getting 60 in New Jersey, so that wouldn't surprise me at all one bit. Let's look at the clouds. Obviously, tomorrow, you see the clouds start to move out, but the problem is once we get towards Saturday, here's 8 a.m. Look at that. There's the cirrus already. It's going to roll right in on us. So I do not foresee Saturday being a clear day. There will be some sun, some filtered sun, and some fairly thick cirrus. Let's see what Sunday is. So Sunday, Euro is saying maybe 9 a.m., noon. Maybe it'll clear out a little bit. Maybe 2 p.m. Maybe we'll be able to push the cirrus to the south. Maybe, but we'll have to see. But we got to get through tomorrow's storms first. So if it does wind up being pretty stormy, I'll try to keep you posted. So be careful out there and take care.